Have you ever looked at your life and quietly said to yourself, why am I not further than this? Not in a dramatic way, just in that honest moment when you admit that adulthood didn't really unfold the way you expected. If that thought has ever sat with you, even once, then this episode is going to help you see your life with a lot more clarity. My name is Daniel, and on this channel, we talk about work, we talk about identity, and rebuilding your life with honesty. If you are figuring out your direction in your career, in your confidence, or just in life, hit subscribe so you don't miss the future episodes. Let's talk about something so many adults feel, but almost nobody says it out loud. There's this moment that happens in adulthood, sometimes in your late 20s, sometimes in your 30s, sometimes even later in life, where you start feeling like you are behind financially, behind socially, behind in your career, behind compared to the version of yourself you thought you would be by now. It's quiet, it's slow, it's never dramatic like a movie, but it hits you very deeply. And what's interesting is that this isn't just you. It's a normal personal issue. It's a widespread experience across millions of adults. And the more I study it, the more I realize it's not a coincidence. It's a combination of psychology, economy, expectations, social pressure, and the reality of how modern adulthood works. Let me show you something. A global meta-analysis published just recently found that career stability is now one of the strongest markers people use to measure adulthood. Stronger than marriage, stronger than having children, even stronger than owning a home. So, when your career doesn't look like what you imagined, or when you feel stuck, or when you feel like you haven't reached your potential, it doesn't just feel like a work problem. It feels like an adulthood problem. It shakes your identity. And then when you look at what's happening in the UK job market, it makes even more sense. OECD data shows that the UK has one of the highest rates of overqualification in the developed world. What does that mean? A huge number of adults are working in jobs they are too skilled for, jobs they overstudied for, jobs that don't match their potential. So that feeling you have of, I should be doing more, it's not insecurity, it's not imagination, it's a real structural pattern in the labor market. Let's go deeper. What most people call a midlife crisis is now happening much earlier. Not at 50, not even at 45, but around late 20s to mid 30s and again in the early 40s. And it usually doesn't look like what the media shows you. Buying a sports car, changing your wardrobe, shaving your head. Real life mid-crisis looks like quiet anxiety, scrolling job boards with no intention to apply, questioning every decision you've ever made since graduation, wondering why everyone seems to be moving faster than you, feeling stuck and not knowing why. And the more I talk to adults, the more I see a pattern. It's almost universal now. But here's the good news. There's nothing wrong with you. What's wrong is the model of adulthood we inherited and the society we are trying to fit into. Let's talk about why this is happening, because once I explain it, you are going to see your life completely different. First, adulthood in 2025 looks nothing like adulthood in any previous generation. Before, people had one career path. They climbed one ladder. They stayed in one industry. There was a clear direction. Now, we are in that era of non-linear careers. People switch fields. People restart. People pause. People pivot. People retrain. But even though the world has changed, our expectations haven't. Deep down, we still judge ourselves by the old model. Steady jobs, steady promotions, steady income, and steady confidence. So when your career path zigzags, instead of moving in a straight line, you don't see it as growth or evolution. You see it as failure. You see it as proof you are behind. But the truth is, you are following the new normal. So let me give you an example. A friend once told me, I feel behind because I've changed careers 3 times. But here's the funny part. Statistically, that actually makes him normal. Most adults today will change careers, not jobs. Careers multiple times. But because nobody told us that, we see ourselves as unstable. We think something is wrong with us. We think everyone else has it figured out except us. But look closer, look deeper. Talk to the people around you. People are confused. People are tired. People are questioning everything. People are rebuilding themselves quietly. This generation is carrying silent pressure like no generation before it. So let's break down the 5 big reasons this crisis is more common today, and I will explain each in simple language. Reason number 1, the job market is unstable. UK job data shows that payrolled employees dropped by tens of thousands between 2024 and 2025. That may seem small, but the psychological impact is huge. Uncertainty makes adults feel stuck. It makes people scared to take risks. It makes people afraid to take direction. When the foundation is shaky, everything feels shaky. Reason number 2, overqualification is rising. Almost 1 in 3 UK workers are in roles below their actual skill level, meaning millions of adults feel underused, underpaid, and under-recognized. It's not that you are not good enough, it's that the job you are in does not match what you are capable of, and you can feel this mismatch every single day. Reason number 3, social comparison has become constant. 20 years ago, you would compare yourself with people you actually knew. Now you compare yourself with thousands of people online, the ones who appear to be winning. And remember, you are comparing your life to their edited highlights, your normal days to their rare moments, your struggles to their flex. Your brain can't process that difference. So it just says, I'm behind. But that's not the truth. That's exposure. Reason number 4, life milestones have shifted. People are delaying marriages. People are delaying buying houses. People are delaying career stability. People are delaying starting families, delaying long-term commitments. But society hasn't adjusted expectations. So you feel wrong for being normal. You feel late for being on time. Reason number 5, identity and work have merged too tightly. Our parents' generation separated the two. Work was something you did. Life was who you were. But today, your job title is your identity. Your income is your value. Your career is your worth. So, when work feels uncertain, your identity feels uncertain. That's why this crisis feels so heavy. It's not just about jobs. It's about who you are or who you think you're supposed to be. Now, let's take a break, because I want you to hear this clearly. You are not behind. You are transitioning, and transitions don't look pretty. They look confusing. They look slow. They look messy. They look like nothing is happening on the outside, while everything is shifting on the inside. Transitions are uncomfortable because you are outgrowing the old version of you, but you haven't fully stepped into the new version of you just yet. That middle space, that in-between, is where most adults feel lost. You are not failing, you are becoming, you are unfolding, you are entering that next stage of your life, but you're still carrying the mindset of the last one, and that creates conflict. Let's walk through this gently. Most adults don't actually want a completely different life. What they want is a life that fits, a career that matches who they are, a life direction that feels aligned, a sense of identity that feels grounded. But the problem is, nobody teaches you how to reinvent yourself. Nobody teaches you how to handle transitions. Nobody teaches you how to deal with the quiet panic that comes when you realize the old version of you is no longer working. So let me give you a simple roadmap, not in a motivational way, but in a practical, everyday way. So step number 1, rename your crisis. Stop calling it falling behind. Stop calling it something is wrong with me. Call it what it is: a transition, a shift, a reset, a realignment. Changing the label changes the emotional weight. Step number 2, take a clear identity audit. Ask yourself 3 questions. What am I actually good at? Not what your job title says. Not what your workplace uses you for. Not what people expect. What you know you can do well. Then, ask yourself, what energizes me? Not what impresses people. Not what looks good on a CV. What makes you feel alive, even if it's just a little? The third thing is, what am I tired of pretending I enjoy? Be honest here. This single question saves you years of frustration. These 3 answers give you your true direction. Step number 3, make one small forward move. Not a big overhaul, not a dramatic jump, just one shift. Update your CV, research a new field, enroll in a small course, speak to someone in another industry, change one habit, create one new routine. Because forward is forward, even if the steps are small. Let's go even deeper for a moment. Most people think reinvention happens in big moments. No, it doesn't. It happens in small decisions made consistently. It's the decision to try again, the decision to learn something new, the decision to stop comparing yourself, the decision to treat yourself with kindness rather than pressure. Reinvention is not a loud process. It's a quiet one. It's slow, it's internal, it's uncomfortable, but it's also freeing. Let me explain with a simple analogy. Imagine your life is a book. Most adults only ever read the chapter they are currently in and then assume they know the whole story. But no great story is one chapter. No great life is one season. No great identity is one version. Some chapters are slow, some are confusing, some feel empty, some feel stuck. But none of those chapters are the final chapter. Your story is still unfolding. Your pace is not the problem. Your timeline is not wrong. Your journey is not late. You are exactly where your experience and your growth have positioned you to be. Let's breathe into that for a moment. And now I want to talk to you directly, human to human. If you feel behind right now, if you feel stuck, if you feel unsure, if you feel like you've missed your moment, I want you to know something. You haven't missed anything. Life doesn't give final moments. Life gives seasons. Life gives cycles. Life gives resets. Life gives fresh chances that don't always look like second chances. And they look like realignment. You are not behind. You are realigning. There's a difference. Let me share something simple that helped me. Most adults are not actually confused about what they want. They are just afraid to admit it, afraid to disappoint people, afraid to change, afraid to start again, afraid of being judged, afraid of losing stability. Not because they are weak, but because they've carried responsibility for too long. When you've been the strong one your entire life, you assume you are not allowed to change your mind. You assume you are not allowed to fall apart. You assume you are not allowed to slow down. You assume you are not allowed to look real. You assume you are not allowed to feel lost. But you are. You are human before anything else. We don't talk about this enough. Adulthood is not a straight line. It's loops, it's pauses, it's going backwards to go forward. It's resetting, it's rediscovering parts of yourself you left behind because life got busy. And sometimes the reason you feel behind is because you're finally slowing down long enough to hear yourself think. That's not failure, that's awakening. Now, before we close, I want to leave you with this. You are not behind in life. You are not late to your life. You are not stuck permanently. You are transitioning. You are shifting. You are evolving. You are realigning. You are rebuilding. And that process is really beautiful at the beginning, but it is necessary. If this episode made your journey feel clearer or lighter, or a bit more human, I want you to stay connected. Subscribe so you don't miss future episodes. Share this with someone who needs it. And stay with me on this journey, because the next episode is going even deeper. You are not behind, you are rebuilding, and you are not doing it alone.